And it's about becoming the right person. People are always saying, well, how do I know they're the right person?
So what does it take to be relationship ready? What should we know before we get married?
Number one, we need to understand that marriage is a very high skills activity. Relationship readiness is high skills, and that's the amateur leagues. If you're going to play professional and go into marriage, you really need skills. That's because being in partnership means you have to negotiate all of life together. You have to be able to make financial decisions. You have to be able to fix your sex life when it's going a little off course. You need to be able to, if you're fortunate to raise children, there's a whole lot of tasks. So if you have a normal friendship, you know, the woman who lives next door and you're good friends, there's virtually nothing you have to negotiate together. You can just kind of enjoy each other's company from time to time. Partnership, relationship, and especially marriage, each level you need skills.
Totally agree with that, and with taking these classes, getting the skills, and in addition, making sure that you're already happy. Because so many people say, well, I'll be happy when I get into a relationship. I'll be happy when I have a baby. And that is not what creates a good relationship. So not only the skills of relationship, but the skills of how do you make yourself happy on your own.
Well, you even have a software for that where people on their own can work on
Yes,
themselves.
oh, and thank you, John.
Yeah.
It's called SelfQuest.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
yes, people can download this on their own computer and they can get taken through the process of learning how to make themselves happy, how to love themselves, how to bring themselves joy, so that then they can share their love.
I think it's also being able to care if the other person is happy, not to have it be all about you. It's about that there's me, there's you, there's us, and that us is the priority when you're getting in a relationship and getting married. That's why, again, I really advocate for people to spend a lot of time getting to know each other before deciding, oh, this person's the one, or this is the person I have to be with. Getting invested in the outcome of a relationship prematurely is one of the biggest causes of people getting into marriages and not being really ready.
You know, a big question I get on the subject of relationship readiness is, how do I know this is the one for me? You know, it's a big question. People go, oh, is it love at first sight? Does it have to be love at first sight? Do I have to have wedding bells ring? Some people do, but most people don't. You have to take time to get to know somebody. And of course, as Margie would say, if you know yourself fully, then you will know quite soon. See, that's the whole thing. Younger people need to really go slower because they're learning about themselves. But as you mature, you do have a great sense of who you are. Then you can actually, if you know who you are, then you can see who somebody else is. So that's like really, really key. So how do you know they're the right person? It's like when I drink this water, how do I know this water's cool? You just know. You know when you know. And I know people go, but that's a cop-out. How do I know? You know when you know, just like when I see you smile, I know you're smiling. And that knowingness comes as you stay connected to yourself, one position. You get to know the other person's position, and you can hold both simultaneously in a non-judgmental way. That's called love. And when you can step back from that in a non-judgmental way, a higher knowledge comes through, and that's soul knowledge. That's soul connection. And at that point, you go, yes, this is someone I want to share my life with. Or the irony is sometimes you have that soul knowledge that says, you know, I love this person, but they're not the right person for me. So you end that relationship with love. People make the mistake thinking that to end a relationship, I have to hate you, as opposed to there's lots of people I can love, but they're not the right person for me.
And it's about becoming the right person. People are always saying, well, how do I know they're the right person? And I say, become the right person for yourself. And when you do that, you will know. You will have that connection, that knowing.
But also it's about accepting who that person is and allowing them to behave in the way that they're going to behave because they're that way. An example is maybe you go to a party with your partner and your partner's kind of acting up and you're thinking, oh my goodness, he's just mortifying me, and you go, rather than saying, okay, that's Bob, that's what he does, and it's not about me. I'm accepting that he's behaving that way because that's who he is. And that is something that you need to do in all kinds of examples that are much more complex than this. But really, you know, loving is accepting the person for who they are right now, not who you wish them to be and how you wish to change them into somebody else who's magic maybe, but not real, not them.
So how do you prepare for a relationship? How do you know when your relationship ready? You learn to love yourself, you learn the skills needed for a long-term committed partnership, and you learn what monogamy is going to mean to both of you.